Hello, I'm Ron Carter, the 13th president of Johnson C. Smith University. I got where I am because people believed in me. I have an obligation to believe in other people. People paid a way for me. I will always remember Mrs. Cora Baker, who was our next door neighbor. I grew up in the projects in High Point, and she always sat on the back porch in her rocking chair. And I'll never forget the day I was walking past her, and she said, "Ron Lee," that's what she called me, "come here, boy." And I said, "Yes, ma'am." And she said, "I understand that you going to college." And I said, "Yes, ma'am." And she said, "Well, I got a piece of money for you." And she reached down in her bosom and pulled out a handkerchief and untied it. And she said, "Here, take this $5 and do something with it." I have an obligation to do that with everybody I meet who wants to live on his or her growing edge, and that's leaning forward. In 2020, the majority of students who should be eligible to go to colleges and universities in this country will come from minority groups. For the first time in the history of America, the white American student will be in the minority. These young men and women are in the educational pipeline now. We must invest in their educational development. We've got to make sure that they are dress ready to enter into higher education and then to assume their rightful place as the new aristocracy in this country without apology. So we have to do everything we can to make sure that they get through the educational pipeline. If we do not, it will be shame on us. My message is always live and learn on your growing edge in whatever course you undertake. And remember, as you grow on that edge, you have a responsibility to make living room for your neighbor. Stretch.
So expand on
I wanted it to look like Denzel Washington. So I decided to go to the gym, and this is at the university, and my trainer handed me some weights, I think 15 pounds, and I was doing my level best to lift the weights. And one of my students was lifting a 200-pound barbell, and he laughed and he said, "Mr. President, you got to stretch till it hurts." And so I say to all of our young people, men and women, stretch till it hurts so you develop the intellectual, spiritual, and psychological muscles to hold the sky vision of your dreams high.